This is probably one of the most important messages I've ever put on this page. The lack of love and the Pharisee spirit that is in this true name, Yahuwah Yahusha movement, is very dangerous, very displeasing to the Most High. It's very ignorant and prideful, and I myself was guilty of this in the past, and I want to show you guys what I'm talking about. This is a really wise and amazing post that a brother of mine shared on YouTube. He said, I wonder if when we are praying and we have prejudice in our heart against someone because they don't talk like us or have the understanding that Yahuwah has given us, I wonder if that's a prayer that's pleasing to Yahuwah. I'd imagine it not to be the case. Seems more like a Pharisee spirit. When we're standing and praying, I thank you, Yahuwah, that I know your name and I'm not like these filthy Christians who say Jesus, God, and the Lord, and those evil, false, mighty ones. And he said, those might not be the verbal words spoken, but doesn't Yah see the heart? And if this is prejudice instead of humility, how does the incense of our prayers be kadash or separate? O foolish man, don't forget where he's taken you from. Don't be led astray in the pride of self-righteousness and zeal, yeah? We want to be burning constantly with the ardor for the truth, but only a flame contained appropriately can do more good than harm. When it's allowed to burn freely, that's when destruction can overtake the person, and the recklessness of the doctrine becomes a stumbling block for all those involved. And this is so true, and I myself have been guilty of this in the past, and I repent. Or any time that I've ever condemned persons who are using other names in ignorance and becoming a stumbling block to make them think that they're praying to the devil. Yah is love, and Yah sees people's heart. He really does. And I know people say that in the wrong way to justify lawlessness, but I'm saying it in the way of if someone is being obedient and trying their best to turn from wickedness, and they're desperate for deliverance and salvation, and they have the name incorrect in this time, do we think Yah is going to look at them and say, oh, man, he didn't pronounce that name correct. I can't answer this. Yah doesn't think like a Pharisee. Yah doesn't think like a devil. Yah's thoughts are so much higher than our thoughts. His ways are so much higher than our ways. And Yah is so loving and merciful and kind. And if you look at the Hebrew word for name, it means Sham, or it is Sham. And it means authority and character and what that person is known for. So when Messiah said, I come in my Father's name and you receive me not, he's coming in the authority, the character of the Father to show us what the Father is like. That's why he said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father, because we're seeing how the Father operates. We're hearing the words of the Father through Messiah. We're seeing how the Father loves people, how the Father has mercy. What happened when Yahusha was being executed, being murdered, being crucified? He said, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they do. That's love, that's mercy, that's humility, that is patience. And that's an example for all of us. And remember whose prayer was more acceptable before the Most High. Was it the Pharisee who fasted 2 times a week and was righteous in his own mind? Or was it the man who went before Yah and said, Father, have mercy on me, a criminal, a sinner? And here we are condemning people whom Yah has not condemned, who are still alive, still breathing, still trying to become better. And we're condemning them over a name, telling them, say this name or you're doomed. That is not of Yahuwah, and I repent for ever thinking anything like that. And I'm sorry to anyone who I made feel that way. And even thinking that someone using Yahushua or Yeshua or any of those other variants of the name, thinking that those people are doomed and you need to separate yourself from them, that is so backwards. Do you know that Yeshua in Hebrew means salvation? Do you know in the book of Nazarim, that was a name that people called the Messiah? They called him Yeshua, they called him salvation. But yes, I believe his name was Yahusha. Yah adds salvation. But is Yah gonna overlook someone's obedience and prayers over something as simple as a pronunciation of a name? When we are in a world full of lies and traps and darkness, this is a Pharisee doctrine, and I repent. And I'm saying this to also warn others to not get into this type of thinking, because it's running rampant in this true name movement. And what's most important, what are the two most important commands that Yahusha gave? He said the whole law hangs on these two. He said to love Yah with all your heart, mind, being, and strength, which is Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4, and to love your neighbor as yourself. That's also part of the Torah. And that's the most two important commands right there, which the whole law hangs upon. So if we can't have love, mercy, patience, and humility on people, and we're gonna condemn people just because we have a name, this is doing more harm than good. This is evil. Yes, houses are gonna be separated because persons follow a path of lawlessness when we follow a path of righteousness and obedience to the law. But if someone is doing their best to obey and they just disagree about something as simple as a name, even if someone is still in lawlessness, that doesn't give you an excuse to not love them, to not show mercy to them, and to be a light for them to see, wow, look how loving and kind this person is. In fact, that's what Messiah said, how the nations would identify who his disciples are, is by the love that they have for each other. And I believe it's the love that we show towards others also, because that allows them to see the truth and to see the love of Messiah and the love of the Father, Yah, inside of us, and allow them to come to the truth. Don't be a stumbling block, family. Let's show love and mercy, and let's be humble, and let's be putting love, mercy, and humility on the forefront of our mind, and remembering how Yahusha loved others. And we got to remember that Yahuwah created all living people, all living things, all living creatures. He loves people so much, and he desires for all people to repent. Do you think Yah wants to see people perish? Do you think Yah wants to see people struggle and hurt? He is love. He loves everyone. He don't love wickedness, I can tell you that. And I believe it hurts him to see people in wickedness and following after wickedness. But they've chosen that. And we should be praying for these people, showing love to them. Remember, it says in Ecclesiastes that there's nothing new under the sun. So if there were Pharisees back then, there's going to be Pharisees today in every denomination, every movement. And something so simple as a name, condemning people for that, that's straight Pharisee right there. And I repent, I renounce that garbage. Not saying the name is garbage. I'm talking about the doctrine, the actions that people do in that name. You are pushing more people away. If you've been guilty of this too, go to Yah, go repent, ask for mercy. Ask him to assist you to be more loving, more kind, more merciful, to be like Messiah, to walk like he walked. Every day is a gift for us to be alive, breathing, another chance to repent. Give thanks to Yah. Much love, and I'll see you guys in the next video, Yah willing. Shalom, shalom.